Call Alal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakodash. This is Malak Maganya from GMS Toronto, GMS Toronto 2, GMS Wisdom, and GMS Maganya, giving all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And I say also double honor to the apostles and elders who rule well in the spirit and in truth, and to the elders and the men and women who are pushing in the time of Bible prophecy right before our eyes. This Esau's rule is basically finished. This system is slain. His system is slain. The beast system, it's slain. It's going down, and he's like a roaring lion holding on to everything possible to try to make none effect. There's a scripture that says it this way. I'm going to use it. It says, the robbers of our people. Okay. And then it says also in the book of Daniel that they're going to try to make this vision work for them. All right. This vision. So straight up here, as you can see, it says Trudeau joins G20 pledge to supply, what I'm reading there, Maxine 19, to poor nations, rejecting protectionism. Okay, that's your word for today. 2 words, rejecting protectionism. All right, so you guys need to look that up. As a matter of fact, look it up. The promises also do not come with any new money. All right, so this is an article. All right, so let's look at these G20 nations, right? You're not going to be able to see it, but it's very simple. Just pull up your wiki and you'll see it on Wikipedia. Group 1 is Australia, Canada, Saudi Arabia, United States. Group 2, India, Russia, South Africa, Turkey, Argentina, Brazil is these are, and Mexico. These are Group 3. I just named Group 2 before, right? And the Group 2 is India, Russia, South Africa, Turkey. Group 4, France, Germany, Italy, United Kingdom, and right. That's Group 4, and then Group 5 is China, Indonesia, Japan, and South Korea. All right, so that's that G20. So that's their agenda, and these were the very same nations that had that great meeting a couple years ago in 2018, and this is what they talked about. All right, so pretty much so you got the G20, all right, and it says here Prime Minister Justin Trudeau pauses after responding to a question about the holidays during a news conference outside, right, and this came up, right? So anyway, I don't want to read that. And he says Prime Minister Justin Trudeau joined leaders from the world's 20 richest nations. Okay, that's a G20 on Sunday, in a promise to work together to keep trade flowing, right? Climate change, and provide vaccines to the poor countries. To the poor countries. Right? To the poor countries. So, obviously, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the poor countries. I wonder why the Tigray issue there in Ethiopia, right? Because they're not on the G20 here, okay? So they're a poor nation, all right? And so it says the promises. I'm going to just read this and that's it. And then I'm just going to go into the scriptures real quick. The promises are contained in a final communique issued by G20 leaders at the end of 2 days of large closed-door virtual discussions, ostensibly focused on coordinating an internal response to the pandemic. In other words, they're going to force this down into you. Trudeau has the military. The United States, I know for a fact, I've been following. They have the military in place to bring a Herculean effort, right, this coming December. That'll be interesting to see what law they're going to make and repudiate at the same time, because when they make a law like this, they're going to destroy many others. That means you're repudiating current laws of your so-called constitutions the United States and Canada. So if you follow the history, this is very simple, right? Every time they make a law, they're changing. So they're making it harder and harder for you to be free, basically, right? And that's what it's all about. It was always about changing times and laws, all in the name of good faith or good control or good world policing, right? These G20 nations. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to get right to the scripture that I want to bring out. But for you folks out there, you need to understand what the coronavirus is. You need to understand what it is, what's in it, right? First and foremost, right? But I'm going to read a quick thing on corona here. It's like a little history. It says the type of RNA virus affecting birds and mammals in humans as a respiratory tract infection by 1968, all right? So I was already born before this time, is so called for spikes that protrude from the membranes and resemble the corona of the sun. Okay, see corona, COVID, as a contraction of coronavirus disease seems to have been coined for the outbreak that began in China in 2019. Remember what they mentioned in 1968? Like I said to you people who are listening, right? I was already born, right? And I had several vaccines as a young child, right? I know for sure, I have checked it out with greater sources that that's what caused my meningitis. Okay? That's what caused my meningitis. So no other vaccines is going in my body. So I'm not sure how Trudeau and them are going to push this vaccine. So I just had to read that. But let me go straight to the scriptures and close this thing off because I'm not trying to make this long. So it says, and he deceiveth them, this is Revelation 13:14, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. So this vaccine is a miracle, right? 95%, right? But if you read the reports on what does that mean? Doesn't mean it's going to heal 95% of the people. Anyway, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image, right? So that image is the philosophies when the laws are passed. In other words, when the G20 nations pass their law, right? It will be a statute that will be a part of the image of the beast system. And it says, which had a wound by a sword and did live. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. It'll be interesting to see when the resistance comes for this vaccine to be instituted by government. In other words, by when they use the military and so forth like that and pass laws. What will be the consequences? Revelation 13 verse 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, right? Isn't that who they're going to target first? The poor nations, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So you got to be injected with this vaccine. There's some this vaccine, and there's some of them are set up for you to take orally. Okay, and so if I am wrong for reading this, okay, you're gonna have to prove it to me. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? So if you have wisdom, Revelation 13 verse 18, it says, here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay, so that's what the beast is going to be doing. He's going to be implementing his image, his mark, and his name, right? And his number on you. Okay, straight up. So pretty much that's what I wanted to bring out. I did give you the illustration of the corona, of what it's all about. You can take that and go. The coronavirus, so for like that. That's pretty much all I've got. I don't have anything else more to say than this. So watch out and keep a focus on this Maxine. Okay, so with that, I'm going to say shalom, all praises to Yahweh Shem Yoshai. Stay strong. Kwame Yasha'Allah about the ball. And let's move on. Let's wait for our salvation, because the greasing and the Herculean effort by the G20 nations, right here in Canada and also in the United States and those other nations that I mentioned, right? So I'm going to be watching these poorer nations, so-called be poorer than us, like India, Brazil, so to speak. I'm just saying, okay? The ones that are really struggling, and there's not too many that's on here, but this 20 nations here, right? I'll be watching them. I know Australia is already far gone conclusion in their process, along with the United Kingdom. So anyway, that's it. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.